What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. We are doing the October manga haul. It's a bit smaller than my previous ones. I had to slow down a little bit, preparing myself for Black Friday and my birthday month, which is November. So this one's relatively small, at least to me, in comparison to the last two that I've done. But we're still looking at a decent amount of volumes. So as always, I'll just be going through what I got, where I'm at with the series, what I think. Won't be saying authors and authors and artists, but welcome to find it on the book or Google it. Right in front of you, we have Tiger and Bunny, volumes 1 and 2. This anime was something that I watched a while ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I actually didn't even know it was a manga, and it randomly showed up on my Amazon feed, so I wanted to collect it. I bought volume 1 and 2, and it seems like I won't be able to find 3, at least, easily. Volumes 4, 5 to 6 are relatively cheap on sale. I guess, it's a manga that's kind of being cleared out by most places. I know Amazon has it for $8 in Indigo too. So we'll see about finding all the volumes, but this was just one that I'm just wanting to collect because I really enjoyed the anime, and it was pretty short, but kind of short and sweet, so pretty big fan. Next up, we got Solo Leveling number 2. I still haven't read 1 actually. I really wanted to, but it's been pushed back just because I've gotten a little bit busy, but I am purchasing them. Volume 2 is here. I actually purchased Volume 3, but I purchased it in November, so it's going to be in the next haul. But Volume 2 is here. Again, I am looking super forward to actually reading it. And, yeah. Next up, we have Dogs, Bullet, and Carnage. In my last video, I picked up Volumes 1 and 2. This is now 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. So I am missing 5, 8, and 10, I think. I can't remember if it goes above that, but I just love how colorful and vibrant these covers are. I've read volume 1, and I'm definitely gonna see myself reading volume 2 and 3 soon, and I'll go from there based on how much I actually like the series. But I at least want it on my shelf just because it's really colorful. I think whether or not I like it or not, it'll be nice to have on the shelf. But volume 1 was a good enough start for me that I wanted to read volume 2, so that's a good indication for this for me. Quickly moving on, I picked up Delicious in Dungeon Volume 8. I'm actually fully caught up in this series now. I've read through all of it. I am anxiously waiting for Volume 10, which comes out next year, unfortunately. But again, like I said in my last video, I was pretty caught off guard with how well received I was about this. And yeah, I'm just glad that I was able to find Volume 8, and now then I was able to actually finish it. And it just, honestly, it's just really nice, dungeon kind of slice of life stuff. Next up, we have Toyo Game 1 and 2. These are still in shrink wrap. I actually bought it because I impulse bought it off of Indigo's shelf, and the only thing that I didn't like was that I found out that volume 3 is out of print and very hard to find. I can't find it on a bunch of sites, so that's the reason they're still in shrink, because I don't know if I want to open and read them if I won't be able to find volume 3. The concept itself is very interesting, and I'm really into that type, but I am unsure whether I'm following through or not. So this will probably sit on my shelf until I can either find volume 3 or I make a final decision on whether or not I want to actually pursue and read it. But at least they're colorful, right? So, I mean, that's something that matters to me, so that's good to have. I picked up Comey Can't Communicate 15. This is now an anime, and I am trying so hard not to watch it just because this was still my favorite manga that I've read so far. Very very not me, or at least not what I expected, but still enjoying it. We'll continue picking up the series, but once the anime finishes, I'll definitely be checking that out too. And yeah, I can't say enough about this manga and what it is to me, or what it means to me, because it was realistically my first manga series that I immediately bought as much, so it's a good feel. Next up, this was also another one, We Never Learn. This is volume 18. I don't think 19 is out yet. I actually haven't read 18, but I'm caught up 1 to 17. I actually picked up 14 to 18. I just didn't want to pull them all off my shelf. I think in my last video I went up 1 to 13 or something. So I am fully caught up in this series. I've read them all except for this one, and yeah, I actually started watching the anime too, and it's definitely a weird perspective coming from reading the manga and then watching the anime, as opposed to watching just anime, or watching anime and then reading the manga about it. But when I actually collect all of Bakuman, I'll probably do the same thing. And it'll definitely be like a weird trip for me because, again, Bakuman's like a favorite of mine. And reading it, or like reading the manga, I think will be like a nice change of pace for me. But reading all of this and then watching the anime for this one is like really interesting, and I've enjoyed it so far. I picked up the newest volume of Blue Exorcist. I haven't read it. It's still in shrink wrap. I actually haven't read a lot of Blue Exorcist, like the latest volumes. I bought it to collect because when I first wanted to get into like manga collecting, I bought volume 1 and 2. And then, I decided recently to actually go into this hobby, and that's when I bought everything else. But I watched both seasons of the anime, so this one was going to be a collection, but I think I'll end up reading it soon enough. But there's just so much on my reading list right now that it's definitely going to be on the back burner. But I am still going to pick up new volumes as they come out. Next up, with the Halloween month kind of theme, I picked up Kamo Pact with the Spirit World Volume 1 and 2. I believe this is a 3-volume series, but don't quote me on that. I have just finished 1. I've started Volume 2. I'm like halfway through. This is the one that I'm currently on, like reading in general, in like between all my manga. And this one it's very fast paced, and it's definitely like a unique story, at least the stuff that I found. And so far, I'm enjoying it, and I definitely am. I've already ordered Volume 3. It just hasn't come in yet. And having complete series is always nice to have, but I did enjoy Volume 1, and so far Volume 2 is like interesting. So I'm definitely going to finish the entire series and then go from and then give like an honest review, I guess, of it on my next video, because I will read it pretty much as soon as I get it if I find time. But yeah, I actually bought this just because it was kind of like Halloween month, and I decided to try and like venture out and get kind of spooky stuff if I could find it. That's a Toyo game. This one, and then there's like another 3 different series that were like fit with the October like spooky month theme for myself. But yeah, Kamo Pact of the Spirit World, definitely a fan, and we'll pick up all 3 volumes. But right now I just have 1 and 2 in front of me. Next up, I have Love of Kill 4. I have read up to Volume 3, still haven't read this one. Volume 3 ended on such a cliffhanger that like I had to read Volume 4. I had to get Volume 4 right away. But then again, I got busy, so I haven't read it. But this just got an anime announced, I think, in 2022. So even more reason for me to like read this. And yeah, like I've been loving this series. It was like the series I picked up after, liking the first volume of Spy Family, which I still haven't picked up all the volumes. I can't find Volume 2 or 3 of that one. But that's another video. But yeah, Love of Kill is pretty good. And I am going to read this soon. And I think Love of Kill 5 comes out pretty soon too. I don't know the exact date, but definitely going to be reading every single volume that comes out now because an anime got announced. Next up, I have Immortal Hounds 5 and 6. This is just to complete the series. I have read all of the volumes of this manga, and I would say that I liked it. It wasn't anything like crazy. I think like if I had to give an honest rating, like it didn't super appeal to me, but I found that I wanted to at least finish it. I didn't force myself through reading them, so that's a good sign. But like I feel that it just fell a little short in terms of like everything it wanted to be. But that's just me. Like I don't think the action was really there. The story itself was kind of like meh once I hit volume 5 and 6. But like I quite enjoyed like volumes 1 to 4, so I decided to pick up 5 and 6. And again, I didn't force myself to finish the series, so that's a good sign. But I think like if I had to give this a 10, like an out of 10, it was like a 6 out of 10 for me. Like something I'm probably not going to read again, but something that I'm glad I read at least once, and I have a complete series on my shelf. The next one that fits the Halloween theme was Crueler Than Dead. This was off of Amazon. I can't remember if I like accidentally looked it up or what was going on. I think I was looking up a different manga that was zombie themed, or just like was looking zombie themed manga, and this came up. This is a unique take on like the zombie apocalypse. This is pretty brutal. Like within the first 3 pages, it gets pretty gory, and that was like definitely something that I was caught off guard. But I really enjoyed it. Actually, it had such a good pace to it. And it wasn't like slowed down, and like there wasn't a lot of talking. It was kind of just like, this is the scenario, this is what's going on, like they gotta get out. And again, it was a different take on a zombie apocalypse. So basically it's a zombie apocalypse, but there's the catch for this one, or the twist on this one, is that there is a cure, and they're like pushing to try and get these people to take the cure so that they can prevent it. And like they're pushing like this kid who has like like the genetic or whatever to make it to a certain place so that they can actually mass produce this cure for the world. But yeah, just like super like pedal to the floor kind of like action and storytelling. And I was a pretty big fan, considering I just bought it because, one, it was zombie themed, and I wanted to fit October, and two, I like zombie kind of stories. So yeah, no, I was quite enjoyed with this one, and like having that, we're not just trying to survive kind of zombie apocalypse was a nice little like throw in, I guess. The other one on my zombie kind of theme is Kingdom of Z 1 to 3. I know, kind of looks kind of like sus, but I don't know, it was zombie themed, and I figured I would give it a shot because, like I said in my other videos, like I do like zombie themed like things, movies, games, board games, etc. So I decided to give this one a shot, and it's definitely like kind of sus, but the story itself is pretty good, and the action's like really there. The character is a bit of a dweeb, but we're okay with that. Like it moves at a decent enough pace, and like the characters themselves are like well done so far. I have read volumes 1 to 3, so I know what's going on. Probably going to continue reading it. Just again, like I feel like this is in the mid spot for me. It's definitely a series that I'm enjoying. It's got characters that I'm interested in, but nothing has made me go like, man, I like really need to pick up the next volume and stuff. But with where it's at so far, like I'm enjoying it. Next up, we have Wave Listen to Me, volumes 1 to 4. This one I bought because every time I've gone to Indigo, it has been on the shelf. Like, no one has bought it, and they have one volume of each, and I think they have volumes 1 to 6, but I didn't want to, like, take the plunge. So I bought volumes 1 to 2, read them, liked it, and then I bought volumes 3 and 4. I've read volume 3, but I haven't read volume 4 yet. A part of it is because I've never heard about it, and I don't see anyone else like having this on the shelf, like any other manga collection videos. I don't know if it's because it doesn't appeal to them. It's about radio, and it has like a female lead and stuff. But I'm in the middle. It's I don't know if it, for me also, I don't know if it's because it's a women lead or about radio. It's interesting, but it's not something that I am finding myself wanting to like read immediately. It's like on my to be read list, but I'm like slowly going through, like maybe when I need a break or when I've actually caught up on all the series I want to, that's when I'll pick the next volume of this up. But like I have read, like I said, a couple of the volumes, and like I enjoy it. It's just not anything that makes me go like, man, I definitely need to like finish this series or catch up or whatever. But it's a nice change of pace, like kind of it's like all talk, right? Obviously there's no action or anything. It's just like about the main character's life and stuff. And getting picked up onto a radio show, because she went on like a random rant, and like the producer of a radio show overheard her and was like, man, this would make great for like a tidbit or whatever. And then she doesn't have a great life, so she just takes on this role and is trying to become a radio persona. And it kind of reminded me of like Radio Free Roscoe, which was a show that came out like when I was in high school, and that show was like interesting to me when I was in high school. And I don't know, it gave off that vibe, so I just figured like, why not? And like I said, like I'm in the middle. It's nothing crazy. I don't dislike it because I kept picking up volumes, but I haven't found myself like immediately needing to buy the next one. So that's volumes 1 to 4. And the last one I bought is for like the spooky month in October is I Am a Hero. I have volumes 1 to 6 here. Let me grab these real quick. So 5, 6, 4, 3, and 2. So I did pick up all of these during October, which is the heftier portion of like my manga haul. I read volume 1 and 2, and then I was immediately like interested. Like, if you read the back of these, they talk about like the greatest zombie manga ever. So I had to buy it. So that obviously it fit the October theme, and again, zombies with me. But man, this manga is actually insane. Like I have said that Comey Can't Communicate was like the #1 manga for me, like caught me off guard. But this is definitely my favorite series. I have bought 8 and 9 as well, but they're just not here yet, so they're gonna be in November's video. But I am fully caught up. This is the manga that, like, as soon as I get the new volume, I read it. Like, I will drop the manga that I'm reading if I have the next volume. And yeah, I am in love with this manga. I am so glad that, you know, I bought it and stuff, and, you know, Indigo had volumes 1 to 4 on the shelf, and then I bought the rest online. And I'm definitely gonna buy volumes 10 and 11 probably on Black Friday. I don't know what it goes up to, actually. I haven't actually checked that out. I just, as soon as the new one comes out, I kind of just like, or sorry, not a new one, but as soon as I finish one, I'm just like auto buying the next one. But you got to space it out so it doesn't hurt your wallet as much, you know, even though it's the same thing at the end. But I won't tell myself that as long as you don't. But yeah, no, this is so far like my favorite manga without a doubt. And I am so glad that I picked it up and found out about it. And yeah, I can't wait to finish this series. It's just great. I don't know what to say about it. I just love it. Like, this is my 10 out of 10 manga #1. And yeah, the only one right now that I can see surpassing this is maybe like Chainsaw Man. But Chainsaw Man, I'm still missing volume 2. But we'll see. Like, I definitely like am just loving this manga. Anyway, that is it for me and October. I apologize for this video being a little bit late. I had a crazy start to this month, like I said. But hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. Give me, you know, comment, like, typical spiel. Subscribe if you want. We'll be doing more manga haul videos, as well as Magic the Gathering stuff if you're into MTG. And yeah, thanks for checking me out. Have a good day, night, evening, whatever it is you're doing. Later.